Can you believe that we got here by tram from the heart of the city?
We couldn't. This and several other pleasant surprises awaited us in Graz. But why did we visit Graz in the first place? We heard that although Graz is Austria's second largest city, it comes first in terms of sustainability. As advocates for sustainable travel, we were intrigued and had to check for ourselves. So, we went. We saw. We tasted.
It's so pretty. I don't want to eat it.
We spoke to locals.
It's Monday, so they didn't bake bread yesterday.
Your colors of Greece.
Caviar is made from seaweed.
Should I talk more? I can continue.
And came to a conclusion. Are you also intrigued now? If you want to find out why Graz is considered one of the most sustainable cities in Europe, if that's true, and how you can travel sustainably to Graz, keep watching. The capital of the Austrian federal state of Styria, Graz, is a city of 300,000 inhabitants. It's also a lively university city with almost 60,000 students. The word Graz has Slavic roots and it means small castle. This says a lot about the importance of the bijou fortress that was once built atop Schlossberg Hill, one of many lush green spaces that you will find in and around Graz.
Sustainability walks hand in hand with the protection of the environment and the development of green spaces. In Graz, over 60% of the city's area is covered by green spaces. Also, the city is very compact, thus easy to navigate on foot, by bicycle or public transport. Trams and buses in Graz are quick, efficient, clean and modern.
An initiative that aligns with the city's efforts to achieve sustainable tourism is that trams are free of charge in the historic center of Graz, which is a car-free zone anyway. You only have to buy a ticket if you wish to continue your journey outside the limits of the old town. If you plan to use public transport extensively, you should consider purchasing the official Graz card that grants you unlimited access to public transport and free or discounted entry to some of the best attractions in Graz. The city card also includes unlimited rides on the Schlossberg lift and Schlossbergbahn funicular that will take you fast and comfortably to the clock tower and the Schlossberg bell tower, respectively. Riding Graz's lift and funicular are unique experiences in their own right and shouldn't be missed. Yet, Schlossberg Hill has its own wonders in store for you. Schlossberg was the royal residence of the Habsburg family since the 14th century. Throughout its history, Graz has seen many a conqueror, primarily Ottomans and Hungarians, but the fortress on the hill never fell, until 1809, when Napoleon's army demolished it. The only parts of the once mighty castle that survived intact were the bell tower and the clock tower, because the people of Graz paid a ransom to save them. Nowadays, the clock tower is the indisputable symbol of Graz, offering spectacular views for as far as the eye can see. Getting from the clock tower back to the city center via the so-called War Trail allows you to partake in yet another instance in Graz's history. The 5 sets of stairways were built during the First World War and now form a vital part of the city's landscape. We would recommend going down the steps instead of climbing up, especially if you're visiting Graz in the summer, like we did. As you saw at the very start of this video, you can get to nature from the heart of Graz in a matter of minutes. Peaceful hiking trails, hilltop churches with panoramic views, and elegant palaces amidst verdant gardens are only a short bus or tram ride away. Spending a Sunday in nature is part of the locals' lifestyle, and we decided to follow in the footsteps during our trip to Graz. On a sunny Sunday morning, we took the tram to Mariatrost, a tranquil suburb, and were left speechless at how quickly the scenery changed from urban to rural. We climbed up Mariatrost Basilica, the only uphill part of this splendid walk. Then, via alternating paved roads and forest footpaths, we reached the idyllic Helmteich Pond before walking back to the city. Even if you are visiting Graz for only a few days, you can effortlessly enjoy the beautiful nature that surrounds it. On the official Graz tourism website, you can find several urban hikes for all levels. Another half-day trip we enjoyed was at the UNESCO-listed Ergenberg Palace. A stroll through its lush gardens will make you forget you're so close to the center of the second largest city in Austria. If you have time, it's worth visiting the palace itself, which is included in the official Graz card. But even in the heart of Graz, you can walk or cycle to several marvelous parks. Our favorite is Augarten, a beautiful green space that spreads along the waters of the Mur River. With its streams, ponds and very own stupa, Volksgarten is another great park in Graz. The largest park in Graz, Stadtpark, is a gorgeous green space to relax and unwind after a day of sightseeing. Thanks to its compact size, efficient public transport system, and initiatives that encourage people to walk, cycle, and use less plastic, imagine that there are 120 water fountains where you can refill your water bottle. Graz manages to safeguard its natural environment, ensuring better quality of life for locals and a memorable travel experience for visitors. Yet, contrary to what many people might think, sustainability isn't just about the protection of the environment. One of the pillars of sustainable travel is the support of local economies and communities. In Graz, you have the opportunity to make a difference by supporting locally based businesses and professionals. From hotels, restaurants, and environmentally mindful shops that sell upcycled products, to tour guides and activity providers. Many people whose actual or adopted hometown is Graz have chosen to live and thrive in the city, contributing to its growth and offering services that align with a more sustainable way of life. Sometimes, in the process, they even preserve old crafts that may have been lost otherwise.
So actually a friend of mine who I know from kayaking, he asked me if we can do it in Graz. We wanted to explore this area and we had the idea to do a floss because that's how I grew up. I grew up with this because my parents have a big floss also on Enns River in Upper Austria. And they've been doing this for more than 30 years and this is how I learned all the skills, and then we kind of adjusted it to what we want to do in Graz and to have it more how it fits in the city, and it turned out nicely. Yeah, we can use it now for very different occasions, like public cruises or private tours, but we also do concerts. We do yoga on the raft. We are sometimes booked for events, like the festivals in Graz and so on.
Opting for activities run by locals is one thing, Yet, the largest chunk of any travel budget goes to accommodation. Choosing family-run boutique hotels instead of multinational chain hotels is how all of us travelers can have a positive effect on local economies wherever we're traveling. Graz makes this quest a lot easier, as there are several family-owned hotels.
So I'm now the third generation of the hotel with my brother, and it's a big pleasure to operate in the heart of Graz. In 1961, my grandmother built the hotel, a four-star hotel, and we are very proud, of course, to have it now by generation and generation again. And I have to say, in 1961, she was one of the first women in the city who was built a hotel, and of course, a lot of factors are important for us. For example, as you mentioned, sustainability. There's just the farmers market 2 streets behind where we take the local products, for example, for the breakfast. One point what we are very proud of course, is that we're the first inner city hotel of Graz who got the Acre Sustainability Award. So we always strive for new systems and stay in touch with everything what is happening in the world. So we're very proud of that.
Turning our backs on the meat industry and all the environmental and ethical issues that go with it is one of the greatest decisions towards a more sustainable way of living and traveling. Graz ticks that box too. The city boasts the highest density of vegan and vegetarian restaurants in Austria, with non-veggie restaurants adding several vegetarian options to their menus too. The mindset of local chefs shifts to a more sustainable way of approaching cooking.
My small restaurant was now 11 years old. The first time we have a concept, we use animals, everything, but we use it from the nose to the tail, use everything. And the last 10 years it changed. For me, it's not so the right thing to use the animals like we produce it. And at the end of the day, now 3 years ago, we only use plants. That's for me the right way.
For vegetarians like ourselves, Graz lives up to its name as Austria's capital of culinary delights. With a farm-to-table mentality and sourcing fresh produce from 20 farmers' markets across the city, all selling products that grow in the Styria region, the city's restaurants are vegetarians' heaven. But even if you are not vegetarian or vegan, Graz might just be the right place to treat your taste buds to some of the most delicious plant-based dishes, or even indulge in a unique experience of fine dining with a soul, based on a secret set vegan menu, like we did.
From the beginning, from the restaurant, we have no menu. We start 10 years ago without menu. I think it's, for the guest, it's a surprise. And it's an easy evening, like you go to friends, sit on the table and eat.
Last but not least, sustainability is synonymous with progress and the creation of opportunities for generations to come. Graz knows this quite well, and this is why there are social impact and charity shops scattered across the city, like this local baker's initiative.
Martin Auer, the baker. He sells the bread from the day before for half of the price, and the whole profit goes to a charity project. Actually, 1 day old bread is like fresh bread for us.
Or this skill training, self-esteem improvement and youth employment project.
So the Tag where they enter is also a charity project. It's for young people between 15 and 25 who did not finish their education. and do not, very often they come from difficult families, and they can just easily walk in, and then the people here coach them. Either they show them, first they start working. They show them how to sew bags. And the fabrics they get from companies. It's just, they would throw it away, the fabric, but they give it to the Tagwerk, and the young people, they make something out of it. Most of the times bags. Yeah, if they are not very talented in sewing, then they just coach them and find an apprenticeship, or they just, they give them advice, and very often they have no relatives or adults who are there for them,
By buying high-quality gifts from shops like this, you help give young people hope for a better future. Most of these social impact shops are in the neighborhoods of Lend and Gries, on the right side of the river. Historically, this area was reserved for trade, and it soon became Graz's sketchy red light district. However, Lend and Gries are now emerging as Graz's up-and-coming alternative neighborhoods, standing as beacons for diversity and inclusivity. This is reflected even in the most unusual places, including religious sites. The Church of St. Andrew in the neighborhood of Gries is an eye-opening example of how popular art, faith and solidarity can come together in harmony. But what changed the fate of these two neighborhoods in Graz? It all started in 2003, when Graz became the European Capital of Culture for that year. To honor this special event, two of the city's most striking modern landmarks were built. Murinsel is an island made of steel, floating on the rough waters of the Mur River. Housing a cafe, this artificial island rekindled the locals' relationship with the river, which used to be polluted and thus abandoned. However, the building that made the greatest difference for the local population was Kunsthaus, home to the city's art museum. Also built for the 2023 European Capital of Culture celebrations, the friendly alien, as locals call it, changed the face of the city forever.
Yeah, we wanted a museum for contemporary art already for decades. Really long time we could never afford. And 2003, it happened. And it was very wise to build it on the other side of the river, because on that side we already have enough attractions. And it gentrificated, it upgraded this whole area.
Speaking of the importance of architecture and how it forges a destination's character, here are some of the best places to visit in Graz to see the city's history unfold before your eyes. As Graz was besieged multiple times between the 15th and 18th centuries, the city's armory was built between 1642 and 1645 to store large quantities of weapons. Situated in the heart of Graz's UNESCO-listed Old Town, the Styrian Armory is open for visits, offering a look into the largest historic armor and weapon collection in the world. In the historic center, another location that narrates Graz's past is the palatial residence of Friedrich III, the Holy Roman Emperor from 1452 until 1493. The former imperial castle or burg is home to a late Gothic double spiral staircase that was constructed to connect the complex's two residential wings. But that's no ordinary staircase. Two flights of steps go their separate ways until they reunite. This goes on a couple more times. Across the street from the Burg, you can step inside the Cathedral of Graz, once the Emperor's Court Church. Right next to the cathedral, the mausoleum of Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II might have you think you've somehow been teleported to the south, and more specifically, Italy. That's because Graz embraced Italian Renaissance architecture and art in the late 16th and early 17th centuries. And the mausoleum is a fine example from that period. But this isn't the only relic of Graz's Renaissance heritage. Enjoying a stroll through the historic centre will allow you to take in the city's Italianate flair as you walk past airy piazzas and elaborate arcaded inner courtyards. From futuristic steel constructions to medieval mansions, this fascinating blend of architectural styles from various periods earned Graz its designation as a UNESCO City of Design in 2011. In Graz, sustainability isn't just a catchphrase, it's a way of life. Not just for locals though. Graz makes it easy for visitors to enjoy it sustainably too. So, yes, Graz might just be the most sustainable city in Europe. But we hope it's not alone and that more European cities follow in its footsteps soon. If you enjoyed our video about Graz, Austria, please like it, leave a comment, or share it with anyone you know who's passionate about sustainable travel. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.